A power change over who's building the new Aloha Stadium creates more questions and conflict. The state formally confirmed for the Stadium Authority Board today the news that's been out for more than a week now that DBED will now oversee the project. KITV4's Diane tells us what happens now.
We've seen these renderings in the news for months about what the new stadium and entertainment district will look like. The plans are already in the legal review period for its Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS. But now that may be a moot point, as a transfer of power may render these obsolete. Director Mike McCartney of the Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism read a letter from the governor's office.
Our current strategy is to accept the original EIS on a stadium very soon, acknowledging that the responsibility and funding for the stadium now rests with the Stadium Authority and DBED as authorized by the latest act.
DBED now oversees the project. It's a transition the deputy stadium manager says every bureaucrat should experience at least once.
It's been a character building experience for myself and my staff. And it has been a great learning experience.
McCartney told the members they still have the power to set the vision, and as long as McCartney and other state entities approve that vision, they'll get the funding.
I'm just confused as to what you see the role of the board being.
The role of the board is, as the law states, and I'll defer to the Attorney General, you can set that direction, be responsible for the oversight, but it's starting from me, and then the Director of Finance, and then the Governor. They're responsible for the allotment and the release of funds.
You're saying that the RFP for the stadium part is not going through. You've actually cut that road off. So that is no longer an alternative.
Well, you can decide that that's what a policy you want to do.
Others voice concerns.
If we start cutting back on some of those things that are what is going to make this a world-class arena and facility, there's going to be a price to pay for that too.
State Senator Glenn Wakai brought up the legislative acts that allocated $350 million for the new stadium.
It's helpful for me to clarify exactly what lawmakers intended to do with some of these acts that are contrary to what Mr. McCartney just mentioned.
Sorry, we're being advised that we cannot have further input from non-participating members.
The neighborhood board chair alluded to broken trust and the leaked news of the power transfer.
I would just caution the what might happen and share the public concern as far as transparency, trust in government, and being great stewards of our taxpayer dollar.
Now it's up to the state and the Stadium Authority to come up with a new game plan. Diane KITV4 Island News.